A quick review of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Doki Doki Literature Club was developed by Team Salvato in late 2017 and almost overnight became a gaming sensation. Now the game returns in an extended edition that includes the original story along with few short side stories and some extra optional content. The base game remains virtually unchanged, so for returning players there isn't really much to talk about here. However, for those of you that for some reason didn't play the original DLC, the game still remains an extremely well-crafted, thought-provoking and emotional experience. In fact, it's so good, it's already worth the extended edition full price. And that's not including the 6 additional hours of bonus content. Basically, if you have any interest in story-driven games, Doki Doki Literature Club is a must-buy, no question about it. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now, as for the side stories, for the most part, they are pretty okay. All of them are actually just a single story about the main girls meeting each other and forming the club, but divided into 6 parts that you unlocked one by one. Without spoiling anything, all I can say is that it's generally an interesting read. Nothing crazy like the original game, but still have some nice touching moments. However, one thing worth pointing out is how surprisingly dry the writing is in those side stories. All of them have similar, almost monotonous pace and delivery, with dialogue seemingly ripped straight from an essay or some kind of transcription. What I mean by that is that if you take a sentence that objectively describes someone, let's take for example Natsuki's description from the official website. Natsuki tries to act tough, but her cuteness can make it hard to take her too seriously, and convert it into a dialogue like so. I try to act tough, but my cuteness can make it hard for me to be taken seriously. We get what the game is basically doing with its writing. Of course, it doesn't necessarily ruin the game, but if you decide to go through all 6 side stories in one sitting, be prepared for some heavy reading. Finally, let's talk about the extra content. People that are interested in discovering some new hidden files in the game's directory will be surprised to find that there are none. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus has been completely remade in Unity. The original was made in Ren'Py, so all the game files are now stored in inaccessible formats. Don't worry, however, because the game itself makes those original files available through a dedicated in-game menu, while also adding quite a lot of new stuff. Long story short, if you are interested in everything that exists outside of the game, you'll be happy to find there is a lot of new content here too. The extended edition will definitely not disappoint in this regard, or in any regard for that matter. My final score, 10 out of 10. For 4 years, Doki Doki Literature Club remained a topic of many conversations. Now with the release of the Plus editions, those conversations will return in full force. If you haven't already done so, now is the best time to experience one of the most unique visual novels of the last decade. Thank you for watching.